Princess Nori of Japan spent her entire life surrounded by the royalty of the palace. Attended by numerous servants, she never had to worry about earning a living or even something as simple as grocery shopping. Her life of wealth and privilege was the envy of many. However, 18 years ago, Princess Nori made a choice that shocked the world. She decided to forego her luxurious lifestyle and her royal title to marry an ordinary clerk, a man she deeply loved. How has Princess Nori's life unfolded since she made that fateful choice? What challenges and joys has she encountered living as a commoner? Does she ever look back with regret, or does she stand by her decision, proud of the path she chose for love? You will get the answer to each question that is lingering in your mind, but before getting into the video, make sure to press the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so that you never miss any update regarding the buzz and entertainment industry. Let's begin. The people of Japan hold their thousand-year-old traditions in high esteem, and the imperial house remains a significant part of their cultural heritage. Though the emperor no longer holds political power or influence over the state, the royal family continues to live a life of luxury, funded by the state budget. They perform ceremonial duties, travel abroad frequently, and represent the imperial household with grace and dignity. Traditionally, the children of the emperor were expected to marry within the aristocracy, a practice that ensured the purity and prestige of the royal lineage. However, finding suitable partners among the limited pool of aristocrats has become increasingly challenging over the years. This scarcity has led the royal family to bend these age-old rules and traditions more often in recent decades. These deviations from tradition reflect the changing dynamics within the Japanese monarchy, highlighting the balance they strive to maintain between honoring their rich history and adapting to the modern world. Emperor Akihito, the 125th Emperor of Japan, reigned for 30 years until his abdication in 2019. His choice of a wife was unconventional and stirred considerable controversy. Many years ago, while playing tennis, he met and fell in love with a young woman named Michiko Kuroda. Unlike traditional aristocratic matches, Michiko was a commoner and had been educated in a Catholic environment, which was seen as highly unconventional for a future empress. Despite their deep affection for each other, their engagement faced fierce opposition from various traditionalist groups in Japan. Among the most vocal critics was Akihito's own mother, Empress Kojin. According to Reuters, Empress Kojin was particularly opposed to the match, believing Michiko was unsuitable for her son due to her lower social standing and different upbringing. This opposition took a heavy toll on Michiko and her children. Empress Kojin's relentless disapproval and harsh treatment reportedly drove Michiko and her children into periods of depression, casting a long shadow over what should have been a joyous union. Emperor Akihito's marriage to Michiko Kuroda marked a significant departure from tradition, reflecting his willingness to prioritize personal happiness over rigid societal expectations. Despite the opposition, Akihito and Michiko married in 1959, a union that marked a significant break from over 2,600 years of imperial tradition. Their marriage was celebrated by the media as a real-life fairy tale, as it was the first time a commoner had wed into the Japanese imperial family. Together, they had 3 children, 2 sons, and a daughter, Yashiki Kuroda, who was known as Princess Nori before her own marriage. Growing up, Princess Nori witnessed the deep love and mutual respect her parents shared. Their marriage, founded on love rather than social status, served as a powerful example for her. She learned from them that true happiness comes from following one's heart. Inspired by their bond, Princess Nori resolved to marry only for love and only when she felt ready. Her parents' story underscored the importance of personal happiness and love over rigid adherence to tradition, shaping her own views on marriage and life. Their example of prioritizing love over societal expectations deeply influenced Princess Nori's choices, leading her to value love above all else. Princess Nori spent her childhood in the lap of luxury within the palace, surrounded by many servants who attended to her every need. Adhering to royal tradition, she was not expected to perform any household tasks. She couldn't even pour herself a cup of tea, as the servants handled everything for her. Shielded from the ordinary aspects of life, she never experienced grocery shopping or public transportation, always traveling around the city in a car with a personal driver. Princess Nori devoted her youth to her education. She graduated in 1992 from the Department of Japanese Language and Literature at Gakushuin University, earning a Bachelor of Letters degree. Later that year, she began her professional journey as a research associate at the Yamashina Institute for Ornithology. By 1998, she had advanced to the position of researcher at the same institute. During her time at university, Princess Nori met Yashiki Kuroda, who would later become her husband. Initially, they maintained a platonic friendship, but in 2004, they announced their engagement. At the time of their engagement, engagement, Princess Nori was 35 years old and Yashiki Kuroda was 39. But who was Yashiki Kuroda? Yashiki Kuroda is an urban designer working for the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. He holds no aristocratic titles and has never earned a large income, living the life of an ordinary office worker with a modest salary. Despite this, Princess Nori fell deeply in love with him and wished to marry him. Unlike previous royal unions, no one in the palace opposed their marriage. However, the princess was given a condition. Since she was marrying a commoner, she would have to leave the palace, relinquish her royal title, and forfeit her wealth after the wedding. For Princess Nori, this condition was not a deterrent. Her life in the palace had always felt like living in a golden cage, and she saw this as an opportunity to choose love and embrace a more ordinary life. Therefore, she gladly accepted the terms, prioritizing her love for Yashiki over the luxuries and status she had known all her life. The wedding of Princess Nori and Yashiki Kuroda took place in 2005 at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo. By royal standards, it was a relatively modest celebration, attended by the Emperor, Empress, and other members of the imperial family, totaling about 30 close family members and 120 guests. Thousands of well-wishers lined the streets between the royal palace and the city hotel, where the half-hour procession took place. Following the wedding, Princess Nori left the imperial family, adopting her husband's surname Kuroda. Yashiki Kuroda became the first commoner without aristocratic ties to marry an imperial princess. Princess Nori also became the sixth female member of the Japanese imperial family to marry a commoner since the passage of the Imperial Household Law in 1947. Princess Nori resigned from her position as an ornithologist to focus on her new family life. She forfeited all the privileges she had grown up with, including money, a palace, a personal car, and servants. Despite these losses, she had no regrets because she had gained something far more valuable than true love. Although she was no longer entitled to royal privileges, she reportedly received a wedding gift worth $1.2 million from the government. However, this sum was modest by Japanese standards, especially considering Tokyo's high cost of living. The couple couldn't afford to buy a house and instead rented a small apartment. As per reports, to prepare for her new lifestyle, Princess Nori took driving lessons and practiced grocery shopping at the supermarket, adapting to the everyday tasks that were once foreign to her. The former Princess Nori, now Sayako Kuroda, faced many challenges adapting to ordinary life, such as learning to shop, cook, clean, and wash dishes, as she had grown up surrounded by luxury and servants. Her mother's parable about a snail's burden helped her persevere. She quickly adapted, and the couple eventually moved into their own small house near the royal palace, allowing Sayako to stay in touch with her family. Since her marriage, Sayako has occasionally appeared at formal events with the imperial family. In 2012, she was appointed a high priestess of the Ayase Grand Shrine, and in 2017, she became the supreme priestess. Sayako, now 53, and her husband, Yashiki Kuroda, 57, remain in love. Although they have no children, Sayako enjoys spending time with her nephews. The former princess has never complained about her new life, understanding that a simple life with her beloved is far more valuable than wealth and royalty. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and tell us in the comment section, why would you choose a rich life in the palace or a happy marriage with your loved one?